video ran out the last time. Walter T. Myers, if you have not read anything by him, you need to. For all my young folks, if you've never heard of him, if you've heard of Jason Reynolds, they are the same people. Like Walter T. Myers, I feel like passed the torch to Jason Reynolds and said, here's the mantle. Like I truly believe that. So Walter T. Myers passed away. I'll put the year up there. But I remember when I heard he passed away, I felt some type of way because I never met him. Same way I felt about Nikki Giovanni. As a matter of fact, I was supposed to meet her in Charleston last year, but I heard she didn't go because they said that's when she had fallen sick. And a few months later, Nikki Giovanni had passed away. So whenever I can go meet an author that I honor, that I cherish, I'm going. So Walter T. Myers, I'll admit my most two favorite books by him, Street Love, which is a Romeo and Juliet tale based in, I want to say, Harlem or the Bronx. I know it's in the New York area because that's where he's from. I loved it so much. It is written in poetry. So I had my kids, when we did literature circles, we did our tragic love unit. After we read Romeo and Juliet together as a class, they broke up in literature circle groups, and I gave one group Street Love and some groups Romeo and Julio, and they had their literature circle roles and whatnot. My other favorite book by him is The Beast, which is a young man. I'll put his name up here. He's playing basketball at a exclusive private school on scholarship, and his girlfriend is addicted to heroin. The Beast. So he has some other books that are super dope, super good. That's my top two. There's some other ones out there, but those are my top two. So Scorpions is tripping me out looking at this cover, the 25th anniversary edition. So I want to look up when exactly this was written. Like, I have a feeling this book was written either the early 70s or early 80s, either the early or late 70s, because the lingo and some of the things they're talking about. So you have Jamal, who now is resuming the role of the man of the house. He's resuming the role of the man of the house because his brother is locked up for attempted murder. Now, the reality is, according to Randy, I didn't shoot anybody. I didn't even know old boy was going to stick up this guy and rob the place. I just walked in the store. So now he's trying to file for an appeal. He told his mom it's going to be $500. But then it comes back later on. Mom has to call the lawyer and find out, no, it's going to be $2,000. It's going to be $500 to get started. They do not live in the best situations. They don't live in the best neighborhoods. Mom is financially struggling because dad is a no-go. You find out later on it's alcoholism, and he's in and out. So you have Jamal, who's 12, Sassy, who's 8. Randy, I'm assuming, is about 14, 15 years old. I'm assuming he's 16 years old. So Jamal, you can tell, is already very responsible. He's very attentive to his mom's needs when she needs something. Like there was a scene where the mom burned her hand on an iron, and Jamal was like, Sassy, pay attention. So, and then like even to the point he cooks and makes sure that mom has enough when she comes home. Make sure that Sassy is straight, and he's quick to let Sassy know, I need you to chill out and just do what you're supposed to do. Even though she don't really do it. She's young. She's the youngest, and she flips off at the mouth in a minute. So Jamal, brother, is the leader of the Scorpions. And Jamal's mom comes home and says, Randy told me to tell you to talk to Mac. And I don't want you to talk to Mac because we know they're all part of the gang life, and I'm not trying to, you don't need to be messing with no Scorpions. One thing I would love to research and love more about, is so many things I want to research. That's why I want to do documentaries. Is Jamal said something I feel like is very transparent. It's something I've never heard before, and maybe I just never been in a space to hear it. He admits out loud to his sister said something to him, and he was like, I don't want Randy to come home. And in his mind internally, we hear through narration, basically, he did what he did. He always was making our mom angry. He's always making our mom sad. He stressed her out. He needs to go to jail because I'm sick of him making my mom feel this way. Like, he deserves what he got. Now, of course, he doesn't articulate that to his sister, but that's how he's feeling. And when he gets back to his mom, what he said, mom is like, how can you say that? And he knows it would hurt his mom to be completely honest with her, but he doesn't. In his mind, he's like, he don't deserve. He does not deserve to come home. And now, of course, me knowing how the prison system operates, I do want to research and know what is the percentage of people that actually go to prison and come out reformed and come out changed. I know some people that have gone and served time and they lived a better life and they changed. But is it really a restorative practice? Is really redemption? We know prison is big money, and a lot of places are crappish, and it's not the best situations. But at the same time, I would love to know the percentage of people that actually come out different, that actually come out changed. But they wanted, of course, mom wants to get him this appeal. So mom offers to work extra hours, but Jamal already knows if she works extra hours, that's going to be much longer as it is. She's going to be tired. This is not the best situation for her. So he has a homeboy named Tito. They hang out. And Tito even suggests, well, how about this? Me and you work. I forgot what the job was. And they even broke down the math. If you work 40 days, you will make enough to help meet your mom either halfway or something. Like, and Tito was willing to work with him. I'll work with you to help you raise this money for your brother. That's your homeboy. And what I also like about Tito is when I'm jumping ahead, but when Jamal gets the gun, Tito was like, you don't need the gun. You don't need to be part of the Scorpions. It's not good. Leave it alone. Even to the scene where he got into the second fight with Dwayne. And I am dropping some spoilers, so if you don't want any more spoilers, pause it. Give you a second. All right, so when he got into the second fight, which I admit I thought Jamal won the first one. Okay? And then Jamal gets into the second one only because Dwayne won't shut up about it. He keeps talking junk and he's trying to save face. Because I think something happened was when he dropped Dwayne. Dwayne his butt went into some dog poop. And he felt some type of way about that. So he was yapping his mouth in class, which I'm wondering what kind of teacher that was, because he was allowed to yap, and nobody's putting him out. Shut up. So let me pause right here because I'm already at 8 minutes and I ran out the last time talking about this. All right, this is like take 42. The second fight. So before Jamal gets into the second fight with Dwayne, he tells Tito, I need you to take the gun down to, I guess it was like a basement or this closet. So if I need it, I can get to it. Tito said, you don't need the gun. Leave the gun where it is. He reluctantly eventually takes the gun for Jamal. And Jamal, because he's getting the brakes beat off of him, he finally pulls this gun out. Dwayne at first thinks he's lying. This is not a real gun. This is a cap gun. And then once they go back and forth a little bit more, Jamal reveals, well, I'm the leader of the Scorpions, and Scorpions don't carry no fake guns. He not testing that Dwayne because he knows his brother is Randy. So he backs up, starts crying, don't shoot me. So it's to the point that when he finally leaves the room, everybody thinks that Jamal beat up Dwayne, when the reality is Dwayne beat up Jamal, but he stopped when he saw the gun. Now, even though he's walking away real tough and his chest puffed out, he feels some type of way because it's like, I'm doing everything that Randy did that I didn't think he should do. So now he's wondering whether or not he's going to get put out, what's going to happen to him. And then on top of that, Dad is coming back into the picture, and Dad admits, I'm going to work and help y'all so we can get this appeal. Now, on top of all this, I think I skipped a part. How he even got the gun, because you have Mac. I think I told you about Mac in the previous video. Mac, again, was friends with Randy. They know that Mac is not right in the head. Mac has already served some time, and Mac supposedly turned on Randy and the other guy that got locked up. Mac said he didn't do that. So Mac says to Jamal, you need to be the leader of the Scorpions. If I said that already, my apologies. So he, on his way to meet the Scorpions at their house or their hangout spot, he gives Jamal a gun to make him look tough. So when they get to the meeting and he announces, hey, Randy wants Jamal to be the leader of the Scorpions, they're like, most of the dudes are like, what are you talking about? This dude is 12 years old. No, I think his name was Indian, and I might be wrong, but that's what it sounded like in the reading. What? He's younger than us. And then somebody else said, well, he ain't really got the heart. And somebody said, yeah, he got the heart. His brother killed somebody, so he got the heart. They got the same heart. Now, that's a rumor. According to Randy, he didn't shoot anybody. He didn't even know the guy was going to stand up the place or rob the place. So it's just one of those things where now Jamal has written this check he really can't cash. How is he going to balance it? Because I'll never forget when his mom kept confronting him like, you better not go talk to Mac. He said, even if I do talk to Mac, I'm not going to do what he asked me to do. Then when he finally went to go talk to Mac, she said, I know you're not joining the Scorpions. He said, no, I'm not going to join the Scorpions. And now he's claiming that he's part of the Scorpions. And this is something I know people talk about, and this is why I know why people move kids out in a way. But you always just wonder about the people who can't afford to move their kids out. But when you're in an environment where you're forced to be in a gang, like there is no, you're not going to be in a gang. I mean, I've even heard stories of people saying how because I was an athlete, they wouldn't even let me get caught up in that lifestyle. Like they saw you getting out, so they wouldn't touch you and they wouldn't let anybody else touch you. So it's just one of those things where a lot of people are quick to judge kids who make bad decisions, and you don't know the history behind it. You don't know the trauma behind it. And this is exactly who Jamal is. And Jamal doesn't want to be his brother, but because he's in an environment that calls on that nature, he feels compelled to be his brother, even though he doesn't want to. So I'm just wondering how this book is going to end, because I'm not going to lie. In typical gang fashion with books and movies, you always have the friend who told you to stay away who ends up getting hurt or killed because of your foolery. They don't think you should be a part of it. They're trying to get you to be away from it because they hanging out with you. Because even at one point, Jamal asked Tito, "Do you want to be in the gang?" And Tito was like, "I don't know if I'm gonna be in the gang." So what does it take to be in the gang? And then Mac tells him, if Jamal is the leader of the gang, he can just let you be the leader of the gang. You could be in the gang. That's point blank period. So just one of those things where y'all, I'm just wondering where this is go. Last time I checked, I'm like 2 hours left to read. So I have a feeling I'm gonna finish this tomorrow if I can. But this is one thing I will say about Walter D. Myers' books is some of his books start very slow. His books are like that. Jacqueline Woodson, some of her books are like that, where it's not ping, 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 pow. It's like, let's slowly build and get to know our characters. And then they'll give you a little something to make you want to keep reading this. Like, you can't stop. I want to say I felt that way about Slam when I read it. There was another book I read and I was just like, ugh. Now, one book that is not one of my favorites, but I like the inside of it. It was called The Bad Boy Memoir by Walter Z. Myers. And he admitted he dropped out of school because he didn't see the point. Y'all not teaching us anything anyway, so why am I going? But he went to libraries and he went places and read books. Nas, when I watched his documentary with him and his brother, his dad admitted that when they interviewed him and his brother, his dad admitted he let them drop out because they couldn't afford to send them to the private schools, and the schools they were going to were horrible. So it's just, yeah, I'm digressing, but yeah, Scorpions.